Hello stitch lovers, my name is Sarah Rakestraw from Golden Hind. I can't wait to show you our next stitch. It's a really nice one. This is the Arrowhead Stitch and it goes really nicely in these lovely V's. So here we go. Okay, so we're just going to come up here for our Arrowhead Stitch. And again, I'm using this nice thick stranded cotton thread. Okay, so we don't want to go too long, too deep. We're just going to go down there with our thread. Okay. Sometimes you do need to guide it. Just make sure that it's all nice and straight. And then we're going to come up on the other side and we're just going to go back down into that same hole. Okay, just like that. So we're going down into that hole, that same hole twice. Just make sure that your thread, this was why I said you might want to guide your thread down, especially when you're using more than one strand. It does sometimes tend to get a little bit knotty. So we're then just going to come a little bit further down. So depends on what you want to do. You might want to put dots where you want to come up on your fabric, and then you know exactly where you're going to come up and down. I'm just using my eye and coming up where I feel I need to come up. Okay, so then we're just going to again go down into the fabric, and if you want it to be really exactly the same, then you need to make sure that you come in the same distance here to the same distance here. Okay, otherwise you'll end up going flatter or you'll end up going longer, if you can see by where I'm positioning that thread. So you could always lie the thread and then you can see that actually that's where you need to go with your needle. So we'll just take that down like that, and using this type of fabric is really good because you can actually count if you really wanted to. This is a 55 count, but if you see what I've done with the needle there, I've just brought it up and laid it down. So I can see that that is the right angle. And that's just a little tip there. Okay, so we've gone up there and then we need to go down into that same hole. Now, if you're filling in an irregular shape, you could actually go further out. So you could start to go further out and get a little bit wider. Okay, and again, I'm looking at this angle here and I'm going down that same line there. So this is the same angle. I'm going to come in there like that. Okay. So we've got that there, and then I'm going to go slightly further out here, and again I'm just going to test that angle there with my needle. So I need to just bring it fractionally further up, just like that. Okay, and that's a really easy way to get your stitches exactly where you need them to be. As I said, if you wanted it to be perfect, you could just mark it on the surface. Now can you see I've gone a little bit further out now, and you could go further out again, and you could actually go closer. So let's go slightly closer this time. Okay, but we're always at the same angle. Okay, so we're just going to go down there because that's where our stitch line is, and then we're going to come up just about here, and again it's going further out, and I'm just going to test that. It needs to be slightly further up, and that's about right. Okay, and then we're going again into the same hole, into our center hole every time. So you can see it's getting wider and wider now. Now something else that you can also do with the Arrowhead Stitch, which is really quite effective, is you can actually put it on a curve. So if we go to the same distance there, same width, we could actually bring it so that your line here starts to change. It can go over here instead, but let's just make sure that our line is almost the same. Okay, and then we can actually bring this one a little bit closer here, but so it's closer there. Can you see how it's closer? And then when we bring that up and we take it back down there, it's started to curve around a corner. Can you see how it's starting to move? So you can go a little bit further in. So that's not quite in line now. It's a little bit further this way. Okay, and it's a nice distance apart. We're going to come slightly closer in there, like that. Just a little bit further down, like that. And then again, we're going to come slightly further up here. So this is much, much closer here. Okay, and down into that hole. So you can see it started to curve a little bit that way, and you can actually, if you dotted lines, you could actually make it curve the whole way. And then if you wanted to actually then bring it back, you'd have to make sure that you went much, much closer on this side. Okay. And then you go in further over. So there's your dot there, there's your dot there. So let's go back along that line. Okay. And this one needs to be much, much further down. But again, it needs to make sure that it's along the line. So let's just bring that in. Okay. So this is slightly higgledy-piggledy because it's for demonstration purposes. It's not a perfect row of arrowhead stitches. So again, we're going to just come a little bit closer there with our needle. And then this one is going to be nice and central to where we want to be. And see how that's the same angle there, or we want to be slightly more angled so that we get back in line with these angles here. So we'll just do that one there. And then again, this one will be slightly further apart, so you'll have more of a gap on this side than you've got on that side. Okay, so we're just going to come up there. That's nicely in line. And then we're just going to go down into that hole just there. Okay, so this is now bringing it back almost where it was before. Okay, so we'll just carry on with one more stitch so that it's almost exactly, so there now I can see that that's my line. So I want to go down about there. Okay, getting right to the end of my stitch thread there, and again just a little bit further out and a little bit further down there. That's my line. Okay, and then into that same hole that you've created just there. Okay, and that's our little row of arrowhead stitches, and you can see it was really perfect there. It started to go slightly wider here and here, but again along that same line, and then we started to bring it a little bit over this way. So you've got your line there, it started to go to there, and then it starts to go to there, and then we started to bring it back over this way, and then that's straight on again. So this was narrower on this side, wider on this side, and then to bring it back it was narrower on this side and wider on that side, and that's the arrowhead stitch. Thanks for watching. Give that stitch a go. Don't forget to like and subscribe, give us that thumbs up. If you've got any questions, just put them in the comments below. And if you need materials, all you need to do is visit our shop, and everything you could possibly need is there. Click on the link at the side.